Here I am talking, and my microphone's off the whole time, of course. Hey, Michael. Hey, John. John, thumbs up if you're playing right now, because I think I remember you. Okay, no worries. Absolutely no worries. We'll see if Avi joins us. Of course, people are trying to call me. Really? I haven't had a phone call in 2 hours, and I've had two phone calls in the last 30 seconds. Amazing. Well, I'm going to pull up the brackets and I'll start talking about those, and hopefully, some will join us. Um, Avi the Scammer seems to be in first place in our standings for the Peaches Bracket Challenge. Let me pull it up. He has 21 points with his bracket that he has Florida winning, and he is in second place with 20 points with his a bracket that he has Duke winning. Now, tied for third are, give me 1 second. Blitz has three brackets tied for third. Two of them have Duke as the winner of the bracket. The third one has Florida. Also tied for third is ASG. Todd Rizzo, Fats, Juan has two brackets tied for third. Michigan State winning one and Florida winning the other. Then, did I say that was third place? Let's see, one, two, yeah, those were tied for third. Tied for fourth are Kieran, a friend of mine, Joe, another friend, Ken, and myself. And then my second bracket is tied for fifth with my son Nick, my son-in-law Robbie, and Juan's other bracket, and Bertha's bracket. And then holding down the last place or our underdog is Ryan Koss with 13 points. So he is in last place at this point, but we all know that changes because every round the point values go up in um, in how many points you can earn for that round. And so it's anybody's game at at this point in the challenge for sure. But we just have to hassle Avi because he claims never to watch um, college football, and yet two of his brackets are in first and second place. I smell a scam.
My daughter doesn't watch it all. She was in first place in my office bracket.
I love it. I love it. Well, I really just want to give kudos to Avi. I've been teasing him all day about it, but you know, as I told him, tip your own hat. You're in first place now, take it. And could that change? Yes. But guess what? Take the credit when you can get it.
I got up from the table just so I could hang out for a second. It's the most
Well,
ridiculous cash game I've been in a while.
what are you playing? 1-2, 1-3, 2-5?
It's 1-3.
Nice.
I'm in for 300. I've got 900 sitting in front of me. I had a guy call a massive pot. So, I mean, I thought I was in the lead, but he called with like an all-in bet for $300. Uh, a pair of nines won, so I don't know what he had, but pair of nines was good.
Wow. So he
Pair of
was
eights.
just, maybe he had pocket deuces and just
I
thought he would shove.
No, this guy's playing ridiculous. He's betting $25 blind before he like even gets his cards, and he's just raising all the time. So I figured he had like maybe a pair with some sort of draw,
All right.
but like this guy is it's insane. The guy's playing like a madman.
So, in other words, John is going to be at that table until this guy leaves, dies, or falls down.
I don't know. I'm up like 500 or 600 bucks. I might as well just go home and call it a night.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. No shame in that game.
Anyway,
You
they're back
guys,
to the table.
you guys playing no limit?
Yeah,
Okay, that's a dumb question because you had a big pot. Never mind.
yeah, 1-3 no limit.
Yeah. Sorry, the brain gets clogged up every once in a while. Good luck, John. Take it down. What are you doing today, Trampy?
Oh, playing a little bit of online pokers.
Doing any good?
Um, it's tournament, so No, so far.
All right. Hopefully, we'll bring you some spaces run good. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Don't forget, I'm going to take a screenshot. It's twice during this space. And if you're in that screenshot, you're going to be entered into that drawing for 1% of my main event in Cincinnati next week. So it's kind of how we're doing that. So if you're here for both screenshots, then you'll have two entries. Just for those that are curious, and if you want all the rules that I kind of laid out, just go read that tweet I made, and you'll see the rules. But basically, I'm going to draw three names, and those three people will share in 1%. Oh, there's the scammer of our March Madness brackets, making a late entrance like he's the big shishizzes.
I see him Burrow's not a scammer, man. He fell on some hard times, you know. You gotta forgive him.
Oh, come on up, Bobby. It shows you're as a listener. Did you get the? I sent you a microphone. Let's try it again. Come on, scammer. March Madness shammer. Are you there?
Yo, so what if I hit 21 out of fucking 24 or whatever?
Yeah, for somebody who's whining and crying. I don't ever watch college basketball. You lie like a rug. He took us out to the woodshed, is what he did. He's, worked the angle. He worked us over like if he was Fats the second.
Yo, speaking of Fats' team to win it all is only by two.
Nice.
They might lose to Troy.
Honestly, it's so close. Like it's gonna be. I would say by Sunday it'll be a clearer picture, right? Or-
Yeah, but I mean, with 32 points going to whatever team wins it, it's kind of like if we could start backwards from there, that'd be the indicator.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But like I told Avi, if I do this next year, anybody that picks Florida as the champion is automatically disqualified. That's going to be the new rule because we are Gator haters. Fuck the Gators. So that's the next rule. That's the next step next year. So whatever you do, don't pick Florida next year. And of course, I'm joking, people.
Chomp, chomp. God, so lame. So fucking lame.
But they got you doing it. Never a dull moment. Oh my God.
Hey, there's
I'm
a
tired
gator
of being
emoji. Look at
sick.
that.
What'd you say?
There's the gator chomp emoji. Look at it.
Oh my goodness. I'll never be able to look at that emoji the same again. Damn it, Avi. Ugh, that's just annoying. Listen, we could talk about anything, people. So come on up and chat with us.
Ugh. I just busted kings to aces.
Oh no. Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's I don't know. You're always like, hell yeah, let's get it all in. I got kings, and then they got aces, and you're like,
Ugh,
oh shit.
so
Like,
sick.
what's crazy? Every time I have aces and they have kings, um, I put them on kings, and we get all the money in. But then every time I have kings and they have aces, I put them on aces, and we get all the money in.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, this is no bullshit. The last 7 times I've had kings. So the first time I had kings, right? So I raised just a little, just an opening raise, like 2.2 big blinds. Call, and then jam, and the guy that jammed had me covered, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna call here, whatever, you know. So I called, and then the guy behind me fucking calls, and I'm like, someone's got aces, really? Really, someone has aces?
Ugh.
And then everyone else folds. Guy behind me has aces. The guy that jammed on me has jacks. I flop a king. I win the pot. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Then the next 4 times that I have aces, I get a walk, or not aces, kings, kings in the big blind. I get a walk
Ugh.
all 4 fucking times, dude. That tilted me worse than seeing kings against aces. Yeah, and then so that's 5, and then the next 3 times, the last 3 times that I've had kings, I ran them into aces.
Like, dude, is there anything worse than having kings or aces and you don't make a dime with them because everybody folds? There's
Yeah,
nothing worse than that. So annoying.
yeah, in the big blind too. So like there's not like a tell or something like
Right.
it's online. Like they don't see me like jumping up in my seat like oh my god like
Oh, God. Never a dull moment online.
no.
Ryan Kosh, you still alive in Vegas, my friend?
Are you even allowed to go into Vegas, Ryan? Did you get permission
Barely.
from
I'm
Omar?
barely alive. Man,
I know.
fuck, dude. I'm gonna ask him if he can give me a ride home or give me a ride to the airport.
You should.
No, I fucking it sucks because I'm winning at every form of gambling besides fucking sports betting. That's the best part.
Well, you know what that means. Stop sports betting while you're there.
No, it's fine. I'm still up, so I'm doing good. Yeah, the sports betting shit's just been stupid. I got fucked last night by a half a point on like a $200
Oh,
bet. Yeah, just stupid ass shit. But I just played some blackjack and won, so that was cool.
nice. I
I'm
hate to
taking
tell you
I'm
this,
taking a
but
break so I don't die. I just am too old, man. I just don't have it like I used to. I can't like sleep 5 hours a night, you know.
and I got to tell y'all, Ryan, he plays hard in Vegas. Like he is having fun in Vegas. So I'm not surprised you're tired, my friend. But I'm going to let you know some bad news. You are in last place right now in the bracket. So
You want to
better
know
get
what's funny about that?
fucked.
So I just filled it out without even looking at anything, just because I was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to fill it out. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I never got
Oh,
to
you
go
were in a
back.
hurry.
Like I just filled it in. I'm like I'm gonna go back and change it. And I never did. So I'm not
Oh
really
no.
surprised.
Well, that's terrible.
Nah, it's not a big deal. I
I
feel like
know.
I'm not even probably out of it though.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Nobody is at this point. It's too early, and Avi scammed us because
What
he's
did
in
he do?
first. He's
No,
in first
Ryan's
and
definitely out of it.
he's in first and second place, and he said he never
No.
watches college football. Come on, that's a sham.
I don't know who else has Florida. Like I'd have to go look because that's what it really comes down to is like the final. If Wisconsin makes the final four, like I have, I bet you I win. Or it's close.
Okay, so Avi has Florida.
Oh, okay.
Blitz has Florida. Juan has Florida. Karen has Florida. A friend of mine, Kenneth, has Florida. My son-in-law has Florida. Bertha and Steve and you have Florida.
Yeah, but I have Wisconsin going to the final four, so that's basically the only thing that could probably like almost save me.
Yes. But I'm the only one that has Tennessee as the champion, so that could be clutch.
Yeah, I need a fucking bet, dude, for later. Did bet Illinois. I was looking at the games tomorrow. I like a lot of the stuff tomorrow more so than today, but every game's a fucking coin flip, dude. There's no edge in this shit, you know.
Not this year.
It's literally a fucking coin flip. The later rounds, I feel like it'll be almost easier. I don't know. The lines will be sharper, but
It's fun. Now on my CVS one, the free one that you're just trying to, I am like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 with a 20 right and 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm 20 and 4 in that bracket.
you're the only bracket I even ended up doing because I was so busy. I did no other brackets.
Well, on behalf of whoever wins it, I'm sure they appreciate you for that.
Yeah. How many people did you end up getting? 20?
23.
Nice.
So that's fun.
That's what I
Hey,
figured. I figured 15 to 20.
Yeah.
you guys were talking about tramp stamps aces, and like while that happened, I got aces and doubled up against.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh,
Good
we
for
had this
you.
hand where last
Must be
night
nice, motherfucker.
we had this hand last night where, or 2 nights ago, because we were playing 1-3, but we're getting out of line, and I convinced them we got the $48 straddle on. So
Oh
one,
my
three,
God.
6, 12, 24, 48. I'm on the button. I get nines. I rip it for like 400 or 500. The dude who had the $48 straddle on had like another 150 behind. He thought about it. He called me with Jack 6 of
Oh,
diamonds. I had nines. Flop came like 1-6, and then he rivered a 6. I just laughed.
oh,
But I'm winning at poker here, so it's actually a super good game. I feel like the poker dream
awesome.
is still alive. Like you could come out here and play 1-3 for a living, like 100%.
Where are you playing at? The Bellagio?
Only Bellagio, yeah. I played probably like 12 hours, I'd say, the last 2 days, or 10 hours total.
Nice.
Because I'm playing like late. Like we played till 5 a.m. one day. Yesterday I played like 4 or 5 hours. Yesterday I broke even, but the day before I won like 300.
Good
So
for
it's, but the
you.
buy-in's so fucking shallow. You know, you can only buy in 300. Like I'm used to being able to buy in for 5. So
And honestly, I think I like the $300 cap because you've got so many tourists, and those are the ones you want in the game.
well, that's a good point. That's a good point. And you could just keep rebuying. I mean, every time my stack got under 200, I just gave the dealer $100 to top up. Like I
Right.
always want to have 300 in front of me.
Right on. Oh, I missed Kieran. I was going to call on her next. She's not feeling good. Sorry, Kieran. I was trying to get to you. Maybe she'll come back. She's not been feeling well either. There's a little bit of a crud going around. Hopefully, I'll get rid of it. Oh, there she is. Come on, Kieran. I'm trying to get you up here. Sorry, I didn't get to you sooner. Hey, Kieran.
Hey guys.
You feeling any better?
Oh, thank you. I do feel better. Um, I took a nap, which is very rare for me. I fell asleep in your space.
That's all right.
But yeah, it started last night. I'm not cut out for this poker stuff. I'm too old. So I
That's twice we've
do
heard that in the last 10 minutes.
what?
Ryan Koss just said something to the same effect. So that's twice we've heard that in the last 10 minutes.
I was up till 2 in the morning, and I was on a final table in this PKO and ACR, and I did get 6, so go me.
Hell
And
yes.
yeah, in the same tournament, I got 3rd last week, so
Good
maybe
for
this is my
you.
tournament. But I started getting nauseous. It's like a real struggle. And then I went to bed a little bit after 2, and then I woke up at 6 because that's what my body is used to. And then I had to take my son to school, so I just didn't feel well all day. And I was supposed to stream today, and I just didn't feel well enough. But yeah, I feel better. Now I'm going to get my older son from the airport.
Oh, how long's he going to be home for?
Just spring break. He's home from college, and then he graduates in the spring.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Then what's he going to do? Does he have a job yet or what?
No, he missed the deadlines for grad school, so now he's going to do a gap year. So he does plan to get a job, but he better be getting a job. He's going to be living
Yeah.
back at home. Yeah. So he's going to be living back at home again for a year and applying to grad schools and hopefully getting a job.
And what does he want to get a job doing? Does he even know that yet?
That's a very good question.
They usually
So,
do once they graduate. Everybody's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now.
right. So, I mean, he has real skills that translate, like he knows how to program, so he could certainly get a programming job. His degree, though, is a double major, but it sounds like three. But the first major is computers and math, which is different than pure math, and then his other one is physics. So, and he knows how to program. So I don't know what he'll do. Hopefully something.
Right on. Hopefully something that'll keep him marching right back out the door into his own place.
Probably won't make sense for him to get a place, just because it would be less than a year even. So he's going to be staying kind of, I don't even know where he's going to be living, either with me or his dad or in between.
Right.
Unclear. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine with him coming back as long as he's productive. We might charge him some kind of fee to cover his food and whatever.
No,
He needs to
I'm all about
yeah,
that. That's
yeah,
responsibility. And, that's how the world works.
exactly. So he may have to be paying some rent or some kind of monthly, you know, contribution towards his upkeep. But yeah, he'll be home. We'll be excited to see him. But
Yeah, of course.
so this is my first bracket.
I love it. Your questions. It took me back to when I first did it because, once you get started on them, you forget about how it felt the first time you did one. But every time you asked me a question, I was like, "Oh my god, I remember going through that." you know, it's
Yeah,
just
I
a
didn't know how it worked out.
it's just a fun sweat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Look at the scores. I love the fact that they have a red dot, so you know that that's a live game. And so you could just click on that dot and see the live scores of the game right away. I love that feature.
I think I like the dot. It should be yellow though.
It would help. It would help if it were a different color, even green, for sure.
Yeah, Avi is the top of the leaderboard.
He certainly is.
Take that, fats.
Fat man.
That's funny. Hey, Avi, didn't you win? I thought you told me one time that you had done some kind of a huge bracket. I don't know if it was for this or for something, but you won a good amount of money.
No, never on a bracket. I mean, on daily
Oh,
fantasy.
okay. You know what I'm thinking.
I think it was one of those cards you do for basketball or football, Avi. I don't know what you call them, where you just picked a whole bunch of teams.
I had the football parlay that hit a 10-legger this season, but I mean, everything I do is pro sports, not college.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, Ryan left to go lose some more money.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys want to play Omaha, but people have asked me if we're going to play it tonight.
I'm not. You guys took enough of my chips for a lesson the other day.
But Sherry, everyone said you were so much fun. That can't just be your money.
Yeah. Like I told you, it was a cheap lesson. Only way I can learn it is by playing it. So there you go.
No, Sherry, come play with us. We love your
Yeah.
personality.
Right. I need to save some money for my I might need 5 bullets tomorrow night.
Oh, snap.
Uh-huh. I'm coming after whoever's above me. I missed last week, so I'm under the eight ball, as they say, or behind the eight ball.
I don't think I'm going to get to play, which I don't have any points anyway, but I still was planning on playing. But I have plans now, and I worried I wouldn't finish soon enough, so I think I'm just not going to play. But I'm going to try to hang out in space until I go out.
Okay.
Round, round, go Sherry.
Thanks. I don't even know how many points I need or what place I need to finish. I'm just going to not worry about that. I'm just going to play. And if it's meant to be, it will be.
I think 10th place, Sherry, is about good. Okay, never mind.
Okay. If it's meant to be, it'll be. I'm not concerned about it, but we'll see what happens. Be interesting to see how many people play tomorrow.
Yeah, I hate missing it, even though I wasn't gonna, I wasn't gonna get in there. I wanted to play, but life is busy.
Life gets in the way sometimes. John just said we busted the super loose guy, but this 1-3 game is going well. Well, maybe he'll go buy some more chips, John. He might have to go rob a Brinks truck first.
Wait, does that mean John's up like $2,000 or no?
Let's see. He's posted a picture in the chat. Let's look at it and see if we can figure out. Looks like he's got 3, 6, 9. It looks like he's
About
got $1,000 in front of him.
1100. About 1100.
Did anybody hear what he said? Because I sure as hell didn't.
I'm up about 1100 right now. I'm getting ready to quit, I think.
Okay, cool. Cool. Good for you. It's awesome. Love that. I'm excited. I'm gonna see John next week when I go to Cincinnati. So that'll be the first time I meet him in person. So I'm excited about that. And I'm gonna see Todd Rizzo in his uniform, he informed me. So gotta love a guy in a uniform. He's a brother from another mother. Looking forward to meeting those guys. Of course, I've met Todd before in person, but it'll be good to see him again. For sure. Maddie S., I haven't talked to you in a while. How are you doing, buddy?
No complaints, Sherry. You know, I had to come in and drop my presence on your space. I couldn't be peer pressured into not doing it for you, Sheriff. What's going on with you?
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm always thinking about you and your road to better health. So I'm glad you did stop in to say hello. And you're playing a tournament today or this weekend, or what are you doing?
Yeah, they got Hard Rock Series down here. I was hoping that you and Karen came down, but you decided to go to Tampa Bay instead, which I can't hate on you for.
Oh,
But
yeah, last 2 weeks ago. Well, because my daughter had her team there. So that was the whole thing about going to Tampa is
all
I
right,
was
that
hoping.
makes me feel better about it then. I
Yeah.
thought you deliberately went to Tampa instead of down here, so I was
No,
feeling some type of way, but
no, 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 no.
that makes
The only reason I went was because my daughter had her team there playing in a tournament. So anytime I could catch up with my kid, I'm going to see her. So take no offense, my friend.
good for you. I'm glad you got to go down there. Which what
I'm sorry you cut out, buddy. Uh-oh, did we lose you, Maddie? He might have got a phone call. Uh-oh, we lost him. Let's try it again. Up, he probably has a phone call. Okay. Anyway, he'll be back. He's doing really good. I'm proud of him for.
You hear me now, Sherry?
I
Or I
can.
think it was.
I was
Yeah,
just
sorry. It's probably
saying.
my headphones.
That's all right. I was just saying I'm really proud of you. You're doing good.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Sherry.
You
But yeah,
bet.
we got Hard Rock Series down here. So we got some shit going on for the next week or so, but I'm pretty dusty at the moment. But I'll fire the opener tomorrow.
Okay. Well, that's good. Get in that money, and then you'll have the funds for the rest of the series.
Nah, I'm gonna save my run good for you. I don't even want that 1% either. Give it to Donna if I hit it. But I really, really want you to smack that shit in Cincinnati. Like, to be
Well,
honest, that
thank
would
you.
that would be fucking sick for you.
It would be amazing for sure. Love that, and thank you very much. All I could do is go try, right? I've been running pretty good the last 6 months, so We'll see what happens. Maybe Lady Luck, and maybe I can win some flips.
That's by top. Did you say that already? Is he going to meet you there? Is he playing that?
Todd works and lives in Cincinnati. So, and he actually does a side job as security there at that casino. I don't know how
No
the
shit. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
so
No
I don't know
shit.
how the city, every city does their extra, you know, I don't know how to say it. Police officers work side jobs, right? Either through the city or on their own time. And this, I believe, is through the city, like the city schedules it or
No
whatever.
shit. So they actually give him the contract for that. That's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah, I think so. I could be misspeaking, but it's something like that. And so he will be in uniform working on, I think it's Saturday. I think he works there Saturday. So I'll get to see him Saturday.
You guys have met before, right? He's been at meetup games and stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so it's not your first time meeting him. That's cool.
Yeah, he's been to both of the meetup games in Vegas, the Aria and the Bellagio. He didn't make it to the Sahara.
I always like Todd Rizzo.
He is so fun. He's just a good guy, and it's hard to find gentlemen these days, and he's a gentleman as well.
Good point. That's a good point. He's very reserved, which I kind of respect. But yeah, no, I do respect the way he conducts himself. I agree with that.
Yeah, and he's just a lot of fun. Like, and he's got jokes. Like he is funny. So he kind of makes he's just a good addition to a party. You know what I mean? Like, it's awesome. Love it. He's definitely
Nah,
a brother from
that,
another mother, as they say.
I haven't met him yet, but he's actually one of the few Spaces people that I would actually look forward to meeting in person if he wasn't frightened of me. I always like Todd Rizzo.
Yeah, I don't think he's afraid of much, if anything.
I wouldn't if I was working the inner city of Cincinnati,
Yeah, I don't
but
think he's afraid of anything. I'm just going to
it
put that out
wasn't
there.
that. Let me use a different word because I'm stoned right now. I don't think he's afraid of me. Let's use the word wary. I think that's a better
Okay.
word, a more appropriate word.
I can see that. And I can see
Yeah.
people being weary of you. That,
Yeah, 100%.
that makes
100%.
sense for sure. Uh, but he is also the kind of guy that um, would be willing to shake your hand and sit down and talk to you for sure.
He always shows me love too, like anytime I go deep in a tournament, which isn't often, I suck. But if I do have any type of cash or some shit, he always shows love, he'll always send me a message or something. Like he's a good dude, yeah.
Yeah.
He's always been super genuine to me. I don't have a bad thing to say about him.
Yeah. And, we certainly have had lots of fun in spaces with him. So, uh, he's just a good guy. Like, I could see him and John Robertson being really close friends because they're not too far from each other, within an hour and a half, 2 hours of each other. So I could see the two of them developing a friendship for sure. Like, like I haven't met John in person yet, but just from his demeanor, I could see that, the two of them could have a good friendship.
How's it going, Maddie?
Uh-oh, I think he got kicked out again.
Darn. I was waiting on you guys. You guys were having such a nice conversation. I didn't want to interrupt.
I'm sure he'll come right back. There he is. Go ahead again, Karen.
Oh, I just said, hey, Maddie.
What's going on, Karen? Sorry, I have ghetto Wi-Fi where I'm at, so I keep cutting in and out. What's going on with you?
Right now, I'm driving to the airport. My son that's in college is coming home for spring break, so I'm going to pick him up. And then I've nothing much, just working a lot. And I didn't feel well all day today because I was up till 2 in the morning streaming and playing poker. Got myself sick. I feel better now. I
I'm
know that
glad you
doesn't
get to spend
explain.
time with your son. That's dope. He's coming home for what? For how long is spring break? A couple weeks, or is it just a week?
It's just a week, but he'll spend 10 days here. So, but actually, part of it he'll could be at his dad's. So I'm getting him the first half. So yeah, it'd be nice.
Good. I'm glad you get to spend time with him. And how's everything going with poker and ACR and all that? Everything's good?
Yeah, I mean, it's going really well. Just super busy. And one of the things they want us to do is to start putting content out. So when I get back from picking my son up, I got to make another reel. So that's kind of new for me on how to do all that. But, that's what they want us to do, so I got to do it.
So what is it, like mandatory you have to put out content for them like via social media, or is it specifically just for, well, actually, yeah, obviously it would be social media. That was a dumb question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd use the word mandatory, but sometimes when you work for a company, there are things that are mandatory, but they don't say that it's mandatory. And I think this might be one of those things. So I'm going to be, I've put out I can't be Caitlin Komeski, but I'll do my best.
You'll find your niche, Karen. Look at that girl Abby. I forgot her last name, but she's gotten a couple sponsorships off these content
Mark,
deals and shit. There's
Merc.
money in it, yo. There really is,
you
Yeah.
yo.
gotta mark it.
Oh, yeah. She's done great. Abby Merck, she's so cute. I got to find a different niche. She's 24 and cute. But, I do my own thing. I'm not trying to compete with her anyway. I just want to put out some decent content, do a good job for ACR.
Love
You
that.
just got to find your own demographic, Karen. You can be Cougar Karen or whatever the fuck it is, but I'm sure you'll find an audience. So you'll be all right. Yo, don't worry about it. Don't worry about Abby.
She can't be Cougar Karen. She's married.
Yeah.
She'll get in
I
trouble.
honestly I didn't even like Abby's content at first, but in the last couple months, she's really changed it and got more entertaining to me.
It's
I
funny you say that. I
totally
agree.
agree.
Not to cut you off, Sherry. Yeah, I agree with that.
I said that in a space like about a week ago. And honestly, I think that after those people were attacking her for her, that they didn't like whatever, I think other people just reached out to her and started helping her, um, and help her get a little more creative, maybe put some things into place, took her under their wing, and it seems to be working for her. Go ahead, Avi.
She really needs that song as her theme song, though. I forget the band, but "Work It Harder, Make It Bet Makes Us Stronger." She just needs to replace
Do you want
work with Merc,
the Daft Punk version or the Kanye
the
version?
Daft Punk. Our Merc is never over.
I love it. Okay, John, get on that in your spare time, buddy.
I can make it happen.
I know you can.
I love Daft Punk. So I cashed out. I was up to $1,100 and said that's pretty good night for 3 hours of 1-3. So
Hell
I
yeah.
just the table was changing, so I just left.
Guess what? That's almost a buy-in to the main event next week.
I know. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about should I sit here and try to get to 15 so I can do a buy-in in Cincinnati.
No, you just go back tomorrow and start anew.
Guys, there's a Tesla right next to me. I'm trying to decide if I'm supposed to blow it up or not. No, I'm just
Stop
kidding.
it. You- oh, that's funny.
No, tomorrow I'm going to the Pacers game. They're doing this thing for teachers where we get to go and tour the field house, and they're gonna to give us sweet tickets for free and everything. So I'm going to that.
Nice. Good for you.
Being a teacher occasionally has some benefits.
I hear you. Very good. That's awesome. I love that. Well, I'm just going to tell you guys, my son in law and my son are in town for what is called Flames training for firefighters. And it is a high level military style training rescue, for firefighters. Sorry, I had to cough. Um, and my son graduated it, like I think 35 started his class and only 6 graduated. Like it's really tough to make it through the weekend. Unfortunately, 20 minutes in, my son-in-law, my son is because he's already graduated it, he's allowed to be an instructor. So he's been an instructor for a few years. So my son in law came into town to try to complete it. And in 20 minutes, he was out because he got injured. So and he's coming back to my house, but it's a few hour ride. I don't know what time he's left, but if he comes in, I'm going to end the space because he's definitely going to need some TLC when he gets here. So just a heads up, everybody.
Have they ever been to Indianapolis for the World Firefighters Championships competition thing? Because they do that here every year.
No, they have. Neither of them have. Nope. And quite honestly, I don't even bring it up to my son because he is such a like overachiever. Like anything physical, he's in. Like he would be obsessing over that shit. So I don't even bring it up.
Well, it's apparently a really big deal because like they have like the whole city is just full of firefighters for like a week during the summer when it happens. I've been down there before. I haven't like gone to watch it or anything, but I've been in town when it's going on.
I think we need to plan a girls' trip, Karen. That seems like somewhere we should be with our lawn chairs.
That actually just made
Hello.
me laugh, Sherry. That actually just made me fucking
Wait,
laugh.
I missed it. Where should we be? Girls trip?
They have a the big firefighter national championship where the firefighters like drag a hose, climb a ladder, do all this crazy stuff, and they do it in Indianapolis. So John was saying that competition is there, and I said maybe Karen and I we should do a road trip, a girls trip.
But firefighters, that does seem entertaining.
Hell yeah, let's go! A man and his hose. Oh,
Is that gonna be on your number one bucket list, Sherry, after you win the Cincinnati main event moneymaker?
all right. Just run over to Indianapolis in June or July.
Light girls trip.
Girls trip. Girls trip. Oh my goodness. Too funny.
Sherry, did they give you any travel accommodations for that, or did they just give you the seat just out of curiosity?
Just the seat.
Okay, yeah. That's what I figured because that's they do similar like packages down here for that with satellites and shit. And I was like, I don't see them giving expenses, but it's still worth it, Sherry. For $1,500 seat, you pay a couple hundred. Well, I don't know what the flight is. What's the flight?
I'm actually going to drive up. So
Smart.
I'm going to leave on Tuesday. I'm going to stop over in Knoxville so I can go watch the Knoxville baseball team has a game that night. And they're really good. So I'd love to see them play. So I'm going to stop in Knoxville, watch baseball game, spend the night, and then drive the rest of the way on Wednesday, and then I'll play on Thursday.
There you go. So you make a little trip out of it. There you go. Kill two
Yeah.
birds with one stone. I like that.
Yeah. Just kind of take my time, not try to be too crazy driving, 7 hours. And I'd just rather meander around, stop and watch a ball game.
I won a Run Good main event seat from a Twitter contest last year, and they don't pay accommodations, but man, it was worth it to go. Like it was worth it just to drive out with my wife and spend the weekend in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and play a poker tournament.
So fun. And somebody offered to buy my ticket, and I don't think I could sell it to them anyway. But I was like, no. I was like, no, this is a great opportunity for myself. I'm gonna take it.
Nah, I was dusty when I sattied into that. I sattied into that tournament down here. I think I sold like maybe like 30 or 40%. I couldn't pass it up. I was like, fuck
Well,
it.
and I have thought about somebody made mention that they may be interested in buying a piece, and I probably would consider that just to help offset my hotel costs. um I probably would consider that.
Couple 10 balls here and there, sell
Yeah,
light 20 ball, just for expenses, get some food.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about. I may do that. We'll see.
I'll have to see if I have any comps left at Hard Rock. I haven't been there in like 6 months, so I don't know if I do. But if I do, you can have all of them for food.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's nice of you. That's dope, John. And John, I think I cut out earlier when Sherry made that comment about you being similar to Todd Rizzo, and I actually thought that was a pretty fair assessment on your mannerisms, how you conduct yourself verbally.
Well, I appreciate that. I was cashing out, so I don't think I heard it. But like Todd Rizzo is a good dude. We met at a Bengals game. He's classy. I like Todd.
I was saying
But
that I could see the two of you developing a lifelong friendship. You guys are very similar.
oh yeah, we definitely could. It's just 2 hours to Cincinnati, so it's like we'd have to meet up wherever. I mean, if he ever comes up to the Horseshoe in Indy for any of the things, we'd hang out. I'm sure, and I'm sure when I'm gonna go to Cincinnati, I'll hang with him. I like Todd. He was cool. He was super nice to my daughter at the Bengals game, which is always a plus to me. Anytime somebody's nice to my kid, that gets bonus points.
Yeah, he's a good guy for sure. Definitely a good guy. No doubt about that.
But no, seriously, you can have them if I have any. But like, if they're like Caesar's reward points, they're probably all gone because I had like $600 in Caesar's reward points and didn't play for 6 months, and then like I came back and they were just nut dust. They take them if you don't gain any in 6 months.
Oh, I didn't even know they do that. That's good to know.
Well, at Caesar's they do. I don't know about Hard Rock, but we'll have to see what I have.
Look, I guess I used mine at Caesars too quick that they don't have time to dissolve.
Well, I normally don't go 6 months without playing, but like I was traveling with my kid and I just didn't have time to make the hour drive to the casino.
Right,
Not like, I like to play, but it's not my number one priority all the time. So anyway, yeah, I was pretty sad when I saw that they were gone, but at the same time, what are you gonna do?
right, right. No, I appreciate that, and I'll definitely take you up on that offer. And PPH Global, you're more than welcome to come up. I saw you requested, and I don't know, you may be having issues with your Wi Fi. If you go back out and come back in, that may solve the issue, and you're more than welcome to come up on the panel for sure. Avi, what's going on in our bracket?
I don't think any results are in. Florida's going to be the next result in.
Okay.
But my weed got delivered. Thank God. I was about to throw a fit.
Oh, my Atlanta. Has there been any movement? Have we kicked you out of first place yet?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in first and second place through today.
Damn it. We got to get them, you guys.
Avi, do you have any picks that are like very bold that you're worried about? Like any upsets that you think aren't going to come through tomorrow, or are you pretty chalky?
Actually, pretty chalky throughout. I guess BYU is the big one. I have BYU winning in the next round.
My wife's family's all Mormon, so I can't root for BYU. Sorry, Avi.
Well, Florida's killing them by 22 points. I don't think you got anything to worry about there.
Oh shit, only 22. We need that to be over 2850, Sherry.
Over 2850.
Omar showed a ticket that he has. There are two more. 6 of the 8 bets have hit on his parlay. He needs Florida to win by 2850 and Arizona to win by 14, and he gets 175 to 1.
Oh, got it. All that sports betting talk.
Yeah, we hit the. Remember last night when I asked you if Tennessee was going to win by whatever, and you said, "Nah, that sounds like too many points."
Yes.
I went ahead and bet the other team plus points, so we won that for $10.
You're welcome.
Yeah, John,
Yeah,
I was
thanks,
thinking of that, man.
Sharon.
I saw that. I'm like, John just made some fucking money off of that.
You're
$10 whole
welcome.
dollars, buddy.
Dude, everyone was mad too because they didn't fucking because they didn't cover. And I was like, well, if you bet the opposite side, you go, oh, John, good job.
Yeah, I bet that one, and I bet Arkansas, and that's the only two bets that I made, like my Arkansas money line. So I won both of those yesterday, and that was. I just didn't. Nothing was I didn't really feel like betting anything, but I wanted to have a little something in the game, so I bet $10 on each of those.
You're welcome, dude.
Yeah, I'll give you a dollar of your. That's your percent if you want.
No,
When I
thank you.
see.
I'll take free comp food, but no, thank you on the dollar. You just hang on to that and bet it. You turn it into $1 million, then I'll take my percentage. Otherwise, just keep it.
Like I don't know what it is. Like $5 and $10 doesn't really, it's not a huge win or whatever. But just having that on a game makes me care about watching it more. So I just sometimes I'll throw that here and there.
Right on. And that's to me like this bracket challenge. $20. I sit down at a poker table, I sit and put out hundreds of dollars. Why not just make a $20 bracket so we could just have something to sweat and talk about? Love it.
How much is first place going to win in your bracket
Oh,
contest there, Sherry?
here, let's go over
Do you-
those numbers. So, first place is going to get 60% of the pot, so to speak. The purse is $476.06. So, they will get $285.64. Second place will get 20% of the purse, and they will get $95.21. Third and fourth place both will get 10% or $47.61.
Wow, congrats to Avi winning $300 plus.
Don't put the horse before the cart.
I never want to be in the lead at the end of the first
I
round.
know.
Like I don't feel like anytime I've been in the lead in the first round has it ever ended up very good.
I agree.
No, not trying to jinx Avi.
No
I'm
idea
just
what you're
saying
talking. I'm in
in my
second
history of.
place.
Okay, well the second place one might be all right, but the one that's in first is probably going to fall off.
Oh, welcome to the panel, ASG. What you got for us?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I haven't watched a single game, so um, I knew a lot of people were going to take Florida, and so I was just like, okay, what are the other one seeds I can take? And so at least I am like the only one who took Houston, so all I need is that.
And I'm going to tell you, Houston's not a bad pick either, because they certainly have the talent. It's just, are they going to, get through the next couple of rounds here?
Yeah, and then and I also did hear that like Auburn lost all those games late, but so I kind of didn't want to take them.
I think Auburn, I think Auburn, I think it could go either way for them because they have taken some losses that you're like, wow, like Tennessee just beat them a week ago, right? And but yet you can't just rule out Coach Pearl's, experience as a coach, like when it comes down to the line. Like he's much like Nick Saban. Nick Saban is a fourth quarter coach, and Coach Pearl is definitely a second half, and half of that half kind of coach. Um, so I think Auburn can go either way. They're either going to lose to Creighton this next round, or they're going to continue on to the Final Four. And John will think I'm a hero if they beat Creighton the next round.
Sorry, I was driving. Who we talking
I
about?
said you will think I'm a hero if Creighton beats Alabama the next round.
Auburn.
I mean Auburn. Thank you. Sorry, Auburn.
I don't think I have any feelings on that one.
Well, you were just talking about that when you said when I
Oh,
picked them for this last round.
gotcha. But yeah, I can't look. I'm almost to the ring around Indy, and it's like the worst driving other than Chicago and Atlanta. Those are the only two places that are worse. But the ring around it. So if I'm not paying attention,
No
guys, my bad.
worries. I never drive that ring in Indy or Atlanta.
Oh,
Like
Chicago's pretty fucking
I go
bad.
straight through the
Chicago's
city.
worse.
Yeah.
Oh, So when I was driving home through Chicago the other day, like I was ready to just blow my brains out. My daughter heard me like road rage for the first time in her life because I hate Chicago so much. Oh, she just looked at me and she like made a face. I'm like, sorry. I was like, I can usually keep it under control, but Chicago just does something to me. Did you see the picture of the restaurant that I posted
Oh,
in
I
the
meant to say that.
chat?
Yeah. What's it say?
We just it was like Fat Man's Sports Bar. I saw that the other day, and I was gonna take a picture when I was driving, but I didn't, so I found it online.
Fat
It
Man's
was like Fat
Barbecue
Man's
Pizza
Burger.
Volleyball.
Yeah,
I love it. And where was that at?
I think it was north. It was either northern Illinois or what, like south Wisconsin, but I
Got
don't
it.
remember exactly.
Got it.
I don't remember exactly.
That's hilarious. I love it. Hey, Isaac, how are you, pal?
I'm good, Cher. How you doing
I'm
today?
good. Why don't you tell us about your World Series of Poker main event seat challenge you guys got going over at the Green Visor Gang?
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this quick again. All right, we got 27 seats. Each seat is $600. Winner gets main event seat and accommodations while they're competing, or they can opt for a four-way payout with the final four, of which they're gonna get the lion's share. We're starting this unofficially in about a couple of days more. We're gonna release a graphic and everything, and have a mint link up for it. And yeah, we're gonna be running that up until about the first week of June. Then the game will occur, and then yeah, whoever the winner is will have their choice. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. We've been going kind of insane with it because we're also doing our seasons. We're just finishing phase three. We extended phase three 2 more weeks because we had a few more mints come in. So that's cool. That gave us another 8 games to give our community. And we're about halfway through minting phase four right now.
Awesome. Good for you guys. Doing good stuff over there at the Green Visor Gang.
Thank you, Sherry. Exhausting, but definitely gratifying.
You're a
Thanks.
busy
Are
guy.
you
There's no
saying
doubt about that.
it's a 27-person tournament where the winner gets a main seat? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. It's a 27 seat event, 3 tables. We call it the one shot because it's literally going to be one game, and that's that. 27 players. Whoever's got it is going to take it.
Great value.
What do you play on?
We play on Club GG.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been on Club GG for, oh man, I think we're actually coming up on our 3rd year, the end of August this year. But yeah, we've been on Club GG for almost 3 years. We've supported some other platforms. We did some things on Poker Bros for a second, and then there's a lot of like new poker platforms that approach us and have us help them do their launches. So we've done that, but no matter what, we've always kept it on Club GG.
Love it.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. News this week regarding Club GG, like the actual club. Um, so if anybody knows, Club GG, besides being what people use for like home games, is actually like also a subscription service. And starting in April, typically they give away seats to the main, and then like during the Bahamas, they gave away seats to the mini main. But all the other period of time, they have cash tournament events where you get like similar to the other places, you get like this L dollars, which you then like exchange for cash. So that this week, without sending an email out even to any of their users, they just changed their policy. And so now you can only use those L dollars for live tournament registrations. still TBD,
Oh,
like if you get a discount on buy-ins or whether you have to use it for the full buy-in or how that all works. But yeah, you can no longer just get cash, and they like didn't even tell anybody that their balance can't be redeemed in the way it was before.
I can't believe I haven't seen one tweet about that. Aren't people in an uprage?
Yo, I'm all up in Club GG and haven't heard that, but I'll be real with you, I'm not surprised at all. Because
Oh,
before, the L's, you could cash them out outright, right? Then they were like, okay, $100 minimum. Then they were like, oh, if you want L's or do you want Amazon gift cards? And now you're saying what they, I'm not surprised at all, man.
Yeah, so somebody in Brad's Discord brought this up because I'm in Brad's Discord, and then I DM'd Colin Capone, and he confirmed, and he tweeted something about it where he says Eldowers can now only be used for live event registration, and Club GG no longer operates in the UK.
wow.
Road to Vegas schedule is still not announced. Hopefully soon. So yeah, it is confirmed that that is the case, and multiple people have gotten that email that says something like um, like where they emailed customer support asking about their redemption. They're like, oh yeah, now they can only be used for live event registration. And then not only did they do that, but someone tweeted when Colin mentioned about this. I inquired about cash out over the weekend, got the same response. Pointed out in the site FAQ still provided info on cash out. Just checked and it's gone.
Oh man. Ay ay ay. So you can't get any money off of that site at all now, or can you get gift cards too?
Uh,
That's a great one. I mean, I'm gonna say they probably are gonna stop the cashing out.
so
And if
now
they're
you
gonna
can
stop the
only get it.
authentication,
You can only get it for tournament buy-ins, and
which is hilarious, because then what's the point of the final stage ticket then? Now are they eliminating the stage tickets?
Wow.
oh no, I'm saying like tournament buy-ins, live tournament buy-ins.
So you're saying that whatever you accumulate on there, now you can go to the World Series of Poker and say, I'm gonna cash out like 300 L's to get into the Gladiator or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That you need like whatever. If it's an $800 tournament, you say I'm gonna enter in this.
Ah, it's all fuckery, man. I'll be real. That sounds
Wow.
like some really really fuck shit. Because people pay like $50 a month for that membership, and that is nuts. That is absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Before it was an amazing value.
What
If
is it
that's their
like?
new
200 a
structure,
month? 150?
yikes. No, it's 50 a month.
Oh, I thought it's more than
It's
that.
it's 10 a month for the basic ass one. I mean, honestly, you can get a free one. There's a way to get a free one. You have to send a postcard, a 3x5 postcard with your whole handle and everything, your address and whatnot, and then they'll send you some code, right? And they'll fucking let you get in there for free. They'll give you the basic account. The basic account doesn't let you play like unlimited like the premium one does. That's $50, but you can play for a final stage ticket. You can get into a final stage tournament and you can bank it, and you didn't pay a goddamn thing. And that's a clause that's in there because all of these things are supposed to have no purchase necessary, supposedly,
Yeah.
right? So that's the clause for Club GG. I don't know, knowing that they've changed so much shit though, even that might have changed at this point.
Oh no, because it's no purchase necessary. They couldn't change that, but I thought it was way more than 50 a month. But oh, that
No,
was
it's
the other
not,
thing.
surprisingly, right? It's not.
That was the other thing is they dumped their .net site without even like posting a redirect. So every time you Google Club GG, none of the links work.
Oh my God, what a shit show. Just, that whole thing, ACR and bots and Ebony and what's his name with the and
Nacho,
Nacho,
yeah.
and then you have GG Poker over here. Hold my beer.
I mean, what's
Ugh.
crazy is like, didn't these dudes just buy the fucking WSOP?
They
You know what I
well,
mean?
they bought WSOP. They just bought, if you want just bought, they
HCL.
just bought HCL.
Yeah.
Or yeah, they just bought Vertucci Stick HCL.
Yeah.
Damn, did Bertucci get paid?
Yep.
Yep, they didn't
Damn.
announce. They
Fuck, Revenge of the Sith.
were
It's
sure to be
real.
silent on the number, but he got paid.
That's fucking
Isaac.
crazy. Yo.
Isaac.
That's fucking crazy. Oh man.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
so funny.
It pays to be a scammer, y'all. Sorry. It's fucked up.
Well, it is what it is, right? I mean,
God, that's wild. That is wild. They went for that one. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
I bet you Doug Polk's over there is salty right now. Like, what you mean, you butt? They cashed out for sure. Oh wow.
You
Wow.
got some birds chirping over there, my friend.
I do. Yo, you know what? It's real spring type right now in
I
LA.
hear it. They are
It's
chirping.
like 70 something, 80
Nice.
degrees, right? Birds are chirping. Like, it's crazy right now.
We've had good weather here in Georgia too. It's been amazing.
That's awesome. It's barely, it's been like up and down over here. It got real wet for a second, which is cool because I think that's what made everything else wake up now
Yep.
that the sun's out. But yeah, it's chill. It's chill. I can't complain. Today's a really nice day, actually.
We are entering into our Georgia pollen season. And if you've never been in Georgia for pollen season, you haven't lived. All of our anything outside right now is starting to get covered in a yellow dust of pollen.
Oh, I've seen how it does, y'all.
And
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
crazy.
I don't have allergies, so thank goodness for all that. But yo, that would kill everyone else in my family, like on
Well,
sight.
believe it or not, the yellow pollen that you see like that is from our pine trees. And that's not not anybody's typically allergic to that pollen, believe it or not. But it also carries other pollen with it, right? And so um, I can remember one season, it was so bad. And my allergies were so bad that you could actually see the outline of my sinuses on my cheek. That's how swollen I was. Like it can get so bad here.
Oh yeah, I'm good on so many levels. Like, like
No,
my ass is not gonna be wandering near Georgia during these months
no.
ever.
And all we
If
do
I
is
can help
hope
it.
when it's pollen season that we can get a just even a light rain every couple of days so that it'll just keep washing it away. You know what I mean? But there are some springs that we don't have a very wet spring. And so that pollen is literally a quarter of an inch deep on it, like on your car, on your furniture outside.
No, that's nuts. So that, in a way, then big storms are kind of welcome if they're bringing water because
Yeah.
they're gonna wash that down, right?
Yeah, but it's
Damn.
twofold because that water also makes everything grow more, so you're making more pollen. So that's why
Mother Nature's a savage.
that's why you
Yeah.
need if you can just have a rain every couple of days to keep washing it away, that's the perfect season. But yeah, it's interesting for sure.
Damn, that's nuts. You just had me thinking. Okay, so HCL got paid, so that means that Bertucci, what's the other dude's name? I'm
Ryan,
forgetting. Ryan. Okay. Oh well, hey, good for Ryan, right?
no,
Well,
Ryan
no,
is
Ryan.
yeah,
Yeah, Nick just sold his piece. It's now Ryan and
DG.
Gigi.
Oh hell yeah, and he stayed on.
Yep,
Yeah.
Now this,
So
this,
basically, Nick sold his piece to them. So Ryan's still like the other half.
yep.
this tells you something. That means they done bought this shit 6 months ago. They knew Nick was messy. They had to clean that up and then announce the sale.
Could be.
That shit, that right there seems so probable because the timing on everything is just wild. That's very, very interesting.
I'll tell
We'll
you what
find
I
out in
find
time.
interesting is they got DGAF back. I love that for him.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That's even doper. Good for him.
Yep. They brought him back to the booth and yep. So I like DGAF.
Yeah, DGAF's cool people.
Yep.
Damn, he gonna be busy as hell now because he have Lucky Lady and that.
Yep.
Ooh wee. Hey, good for him, man. That's a dope
He's
story right
hustling. Good for him.
there. Hell yeah.
Love that. Love that
So,
for him.
any other drama that I'm like behind on?
Oh,
Nothing.
airball suspension's about to be over.
Oh, that's
Airball
right.
was suspended.
Yeah, from HCL. He's going back there too.
Oh, he's just gonna return to punting stacks. It's okay.
Right on.
That
I'm going to
is.
tell
Yeah, he
you.
was like unofficially suspended. Like,
Yep.
no, they never said he was suspended, but everybody knew. He
Yep.
was-
Damn.
And I'm going to tell you, I didn't like Airball I could take him or leave him at first. But then when he went on Poker Go and he was so rude to Matt Berkey, like I was like, fuck that guy. And then he came into a space. I don't remember who was even hosting the space. And it was a late night space. And he was actually, well, maybe not too late night, but he was actually riding from LA to Vegas or from Vegas to LA, I can't remember which, in an Uber after playing or before playing the heads up match with Matt Berkey. Like he would take an Uber from LA to Vegas. And he was talking to us from that Uber, and it was so fun. Like he was just a really down to earth, fun, a little bit full of himself. Yeah, a little bit ego. Yeah, but that's what made it funny and fun. And so I got a whole new perspective of him that night.
I feel the same way you do about I could take him or I could leave him.
Yep,
I will say that's a pretty savage one. Ubering from Vegas to LA is about about $500.
at least.
And that's that. Nah, actually, it's probably more than that. It's probably around 6, 7. Still
I'm
savage.
pretty sure he probably told us how much it costs. I just don't remember. But he doesn't like to fly. And so he's like, I
I,
just take an Uber. So we were dying. Oh God, it was so fun. It was such a fun space. I don't even know who was in there. Was anybody in there besides me that's in this space right now? Oh my God, it was so fun.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. The guy in Roadhouse, uh, because he doesn't fly, he wants to drive to wherever he's going because he's like afraid of
Oh
flying. But
Lord.
yeah, I saw an interview with Nick Airball though, and one part made me laugh. Like I just laughed my ass off because he's like, people don't put me on this, but I am a professional poker player, and I'm like, all right, that's not, I don't care if you light millions on fire, but come on, man, keep it real.
Well, he didn't
this is
say he was
why.
a
This is
winning or a good professional poker player.
True, true. I mean, he lost 1 million to Berkey,
Yeah,
so he talked all that shit
yeah,
and did everything. And Berkey, meanwhile, went in the lab, figured out his tendencies. And what was funny was Berkey didn't even want to play heads up because he's like, I'm not a heads up.
yeah.
I'm not the end boss of heads up. Like, what the fuck do I know about heads up? But then he was like, but this guy is so bad at poker. It's like such an opportunity. And he went in and he studied and he fucking, he beat him pretty badly.
He beat him bad. And I'm going to tell you, the night they played on Poker Go, I was like yelling at the screen. Like I was so angry at what Airbo was doing at that table. It was disgusting. Like it really just ticked me off. Like, dude, you're just an asshole. You're just being a total asshole. And and I think I even told him that at some point when we were in another space. I was like, I really didn't like you after that. He started laughing. He's like, I know.
Well, he got sucked into the whole Doug sphere thing, where Doug Polk had his little beef with Berkey over
Yeah,
whatever. And like they called the guy a scammer. And I'm like, I don't think that's accurate at all, man. I
not
mean, if you
fair.
don't think, yeah, yeah. I mean, the guy has a poker coaching course, I think the guy's legit. He plays high stakes. I mean, but like, to call him a scammer, if you don't want to take the course, fine. But like, he's not ripping off people or whatever. And the irony in all of that is, if I'm playing a heads up match, for high stakes, and I've got Doug Polk in my corner, you would be fucking ridiculous to not have him coach you like for a couple
Hell
weeks. Like
yes.
literally, the guy that was the best heads up no limit player, not now, but he
Yep.
used to be the best heads up no limit player. I
Yep.
mean,
In the
yeah,
world.
not the last 3 weeks, unfortunately for Doug, but
God
before
bless him.
that, yeah. Oh man, minus
Poor
35,000
thing.
in one day to one guy. That was brutal.
Poor Doug. But
Yeah.
it is a different world out in those streets of poker now. And he was the number one heads up guy. For sure. No doubt about it. John Roberts, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna add. I think that I think that the plan for Airball has always been to try and play the heel. I think him and what's Maverick Gaming guy? You know who I'm talking about.
Pearson.
Pearson.
Yeah, like I feel like both of those guys took the same tactic. They wanted to come out and be like this villain, this heel, and like make a personality out of it. I really don't. Now Maverick Gaming might be like that in person. I don't know, but I never got that vibe from Nick. I feel like he's just trying to play a role for content, and I don't know if it's working or not. But I feel like that's what's happening.
I agree. I agree. And Pearson, I think he is just a larger than life kind of personality, but I think he's a sweetheart. Like um, he's put some tweets up about his son and him and doing stuff. And, you could tell he's just a big old softy.
Yeah, I've never seen anything from him other than like his actions at the table that make me think he's a bad dude. He actually, now that you mention it, I remember seeing some charitable stuff he's done, and
Yeah.
I think he's actually pretty solid. But I think that was their plan. I think when the first time he came on the scene was when he played Phil Heads Up, and he came like both barrels, guns blazing, right? Like he was just all about
And I thought
getting
he
out.
was an asshole to Phil. I didn't
Yeah,
appreciate what he said to Phil either. I thought it was a bad
you know,
representation of poker, especially as an operator. Like, dude. And honestly, we all know he was just trying to give Phil a taste of his own medicine, but two wrongs don't make a right. Like, I didn't appreciate it, but
like I agree with you. And if it had been anybody besides Phil, I'd think you're right. But I kind of like that he was coming at Phil. But
I
I
know.
kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of, and I like Phil. I like Phil a lot. I've met Phil lots of times, but I really like the way Person played that because it just, I liked it. I liked his style in that one.
I hear you.
I know how it's. I can understand how it's irritating, and I get why people wouldn't like it. But like for Phil specifically, I think you're playing a game. You're playing like a meta game of one. I'm going to get Phil on tilt early by giving him his own medicine, and
100%.
it also calls out the stuff Phil does as like a, So I think it was a good play. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, it puts him on tilt. It gets good ratings. It automatically like makes a name for yourself without you having really need to do much. Like in terms of many aspects, it's just like good publicity or whatever.
Absolutely. And he's got a whole, Maverick Gaming. I don't know. He's got like 18 casinos in Washington State and I think Northern Nevada, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, no better way than to get some free publicity than to go after Phil Hellmuth.
He needs to start his own line of sleeveless shirts. That's what he needs to do. He needs a sleeveless shirt
he,
fashion line.
he probably has some. We need to look at his website.
And then Phil called the floor too. He called the floor because he got sick of the guy talking
He
shit.
did.
It's like, buddy, you dish it out just as well. You should be able to take it.
Phil was not happy. That heads up. It was kind of comical at times, but I thought Pearson
That
crossed the line several times.
that was the one thing about Phil that does like I can take his rants or leave it like it doesn't bother me. It's just part of who he is. But when he runs and hides behind the floor every time somebody does it to him, I'm like, come on, buddy, you got to be a man about it. If you're gonna do it, you got to be able to accept it too.
I agree. I agree. But there were a couple things that Pearson did that just was over the line, and it is what it is. But definitely a good heads up.
I wish Tony G played more.
Oh, I love Tony G. His table talk is so funny, especially when he thinks he has the nuts and he absolutely does not have the nuts, and the other person wins. And then he's like, "Oh, okay,
Oh, like against Vanessa Russo.
yes." And he goes, "Oh, okay, good
That
hand,
was a
good
great
hand."
hand.
It's so funny. Oh God, I do enjoy him.
That's one of the most replayed poker shorts that's out there. That hand,
Yes,
it's like beyond legendary because she had like the absolute
yes.
nuts. It was, but I mean, you know what though? Look, the last performance that I saw that dude give was on Triton, right? And he was in there in the cash game, and he was just kind of like going along most of the game, going along, had a few good pots, got cracked a couple times, but then at the very end, this dude went into full demon Tony G mode, right? Like
Love it.
old school disrespecting your soul mode, and took like he cracked everyone. He walked away like crazy winning, and I was like, wow, Tony G needs to play more. But he's that dude. Like he really is an end boss. Like, wasn't he like president of his fucking country or something like that?
He wasn't the president, but he did have some political.
Right? He held office for
Yeah, I
years.
can't remember
I mean,
what the position was, but he did have some type of political.
he was the founder of Poker News, which I thought was interesting,
I
right?
don't
And
know
then
if I even knew
now,
that.
and now Coin Poker is his too, and he owns resorts and casinos and all.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, he's a fucking Bond villain.
yeah.
Love Tony
Now,
G.
talking about famous hands, I mean, another famous hand we could talk about is that one with Ronnie Bardaw and Miss Finland at the Shark Tank. Which anytime I think of Ronnie Bardaw, I always think of that hand because Miss Finland bluffed him in that hand, and it was freaking amazing. And he was so upset because he didn't know how to play her, and he was trying to be nice because he didn't want to knock her out, and it was hilarious. It's a great hand to watch.
If we're talking about, well, first of all, I want to say Tony G's 2003 World Series or WPT at Paris is one of my favorite episodes of any poker TV that ever exists. I love that episode. But if we're talking about villains, let's talk about Kasuf. How do you guys feel about Will Kasuf?
Will Kassouf. He's promised me an interview. Won't that be interesting if I can get
Oh,
that arranged?
That sounds interesting as
I
hell.
feel like that guy's probably one of the most obnoxious people I've ever seen at a poker table.
Well, and it's I'm going to tell you that when he first came on the scene, where I noticed him was probably, I don't know, 2018 or 2019, somewhere around there. And I thought he was hilarious. I was like, he is just like full mode shit talking to get into people's heads. And it was fun to see their reaction to him and could they take it? You know what I mean?
Uh huh.
But then there were times that he crossed the line, and I was like, okay, no, we can't be doing that.
Well, that's the thing. It's give and take, right? Like, it's not always going to be perfect. So, especially when people have that kind of, attitude where they go after people.
Right.
It's a shtick a lot of people play.
And now people are just, as if the shit talking was bad enough. Then he got caught taking, pocketing chips off of a friend of his at a roulette or craps table. And of course, now people, just cut him no slack at all. Hey, Jeff, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I played with him in the World Series of Poker in like it was a lower buy-in tournament, but he was like the next table over, or maybe like two tables over, and he was pretty much quiet for like the whole day until moved. We moved to we had to move the whole tournament to the other
Right.
room, and then when we landed, again he was like on the table next to me for some reason. And it was later in the day. We were getting closer to the money, and he was playing with some Japanese people, and there was like Japanese people like filming it. So they were really, he was talking in Japanese, and he was really talking it up at that time because it was so close to the money, and he had a big chip stack, so he was like kind of controlling the
All
action.
right.
But that was like the whole only time of the whole day that like I even heard him, is when we were getting closer to the money and he knew people were filming him. I think it was Japanese
Right.
media that was filming him, and there was a couple Japanese people at the table playing. Um, so yeah, that was the only time of the whole day that we but by that time it was pretty loud.
Well, and it's
um,
interesting you say that because I think we could probably all agree that those that, become loud at a table are definitely attention seeking. So he just fell right into that into that category, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I hope that we can get him on here in the next few months. It's just for him it's the time change. Um so maybe when if he comes in for the WSOP, maybe when he gets acclimated to the Vegas time zone, that maybe we can get him on then. But yeah, I definitely would love to have him on.
Yeah, that would.
And I just want to say he did go on Doug's podcast and deny the whole chips thing. Uh, where with that part of it.
Oh, interesting. I think I remember that. I think I remember. Didn't we talk about that when that podcast came out? ASG.
Uh,
Yeah,
Probably. I
I
don't know. It was a while
yeah,
ago.
yeah. I feel like we talked about that because we were kind of
And I
surprised.
think he was completely. Yeah, I think. I mean, of all the times I thought he was being an ass, I thought he was right when he got that timeout for whatever talking while the woman was trying to decide whether or not to call the show. I don't
Yes.
really see anything that he said should have like caused the penalty, but and I mean, check your privilege is still an epic quote.
Yeah, I never understood the response of check your privilege. Like I just didn't get that one. Like I get the guy was frustrated, but
Wasn't that Jason Kuhn, or am I making that shit up?
no, it was not Jason Kidd. It was some
No,
Canadian
yeah,
guy.
I
Yeah.
don't remember who it
It was
was, but
Canadian. It
yeah,
was oh my god, I swear to god it was not Jason Kuhn. It was oh, I have to look it up now cuz that's going to drive
yeah,
me crazy. It was oh, let me try to
yeah.
look
He
it
was
up.
definitely wearing a Blue Jays hat.
I
Yes,
So
just
it was the guy from Canada.
I just never
Oh,
understood how his privilege applied. I'm like,
Griffin Benger, Griffin Benger. Anyway,
I thought it was a well-known player's name. I don't know that name. Oh god, who was it? That's just nuts.
no, I just looked it up. It is Griffin Benger or Benger.
Oh, then it's
He
not
has
at all
been
who
on
I
many.
thought I was. It's not who I thought
I
it
mean,
was.
he has been streaming or whatever before, so
Well, thank you
he
for
has been
looking
on.
that up. That's not who I thought it was. Not at all. Yeah, check your privilege or whatever the hell. I don't know.
like I can understand being mad and I can understand wanting to like give him a little something back, but like it just didn't make any sense to me. Like
The
I
only thing I
definitely
can think of is that that player thought that he was getting cut some slack, and I was allowed to push the limit more so that if any average Joe tried to say the shit he was saying, they would have been reprimanded way faster, maybe.
I mean, he is a dick. He just does talk a lot and takes forever. I heard and whatever. Like he's definitely like I like Martin and I don't like Kasuf. So
And to me,
there
they're
is a
both anglers, and I don't like anglers, but I'm willing to interview him just because I think he's interesting. I don't have to, love a person to interview him, but he's a fellow human being, poker player. I'd like to pick his brain for an hour or two.
so since you
And
brought up Martin, do you think that he was marking cards last year or the year before, whenever that was? Martin Caprill, right?
no. And I think if he actually was, they would have found cards that were marked.
I don't necessarily thought he was at that table, but I think he definitely has been caught doing it in the past.
are you gonna ask him the tough questions when you interview him?
I always ask the tough questions.
There we go, Sheriff.
Always ask
And
these
she
guys
really
that have
does.
been listening.
That's one
Yeah,
thing I'll say. Like even the other day, Sherry was like, "I want to bring this up, but I don't know how." But she was willing to bring up the tough thing, but she had to find the way to get to the question, and I respected that. I thought that was very good, Sherry.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I always try to bring up if I know it, like if I know. Now, if there's something that's happened in the past that I don't know about, then of course I don't know to bring it up. But I always try to say it's the white elephant in the room, and I need to say it's the pink polka dotted elephant in the room because somebody pointed out to me it's not the white elephant, that's the gift exchange at Christmas. But anyway, doesn't matter which color the elephant is, it's just an elephant in the room. But yeah, I try to bring it up just like I did with Bet on Drew. It was right when the whole nacho thing was in the news, and I brought it up. And my theory is, the guest can choose not to answer and say, I really don't want to talk about that, and I have no problem with that. We've had a couple of guests, say that to me. We just
They
move
can
on.
they can take the fifth.
Yeah. I feel like I ask, and it's up to them to answer or not, and that's okay. Like, both is okay. I remember, and probably ASG will remember, because I think him and I even talked about it after it happened. We were it was when Brian was co-hosting, and um I don't know if I asked the question of the guest or if one of our listeners came up and asked the question. I don't remember, but anyway, Brian cut them off and wouldn't even let the guest answer or choose not to answer. And I was like, no, 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 no. It's up to the guest to let us know, and they may have answered, but we can't defend them. Like, that's not how I want to do this. Um, you know, I want to ask the questions, or my guests, my listeners come up. I don't care what you ask them. The only thing I demand, so to speak, is that you are respectful. If you have a beef with somebody, that's my guest, don't come up here and be an asshole. Like, figure that out on your own time.
Sounds good.
That's right, Sherry.
I mean, that's where I'm at with that. And I say that because I want guests to come back, and I want guests to come to begin with. And if the word got out that when they came, we treated them horribly, do you think we'll ever get any other people to come visit with us? Hell no.
Exactly.
So we got to be respectful. We don't have to agree with them. We don't have to like them, love them, or, we just have to be respectful.
Okay,
Ask
okay,
whatever the
okay.
hell you want. Go
So
ahead,
what
John.
if you so what if you ask them a question, and we're giving them the right to reply, obviously, because that's what we're doing as journalists, right? Let them reply, but then they lie to you, and you have receipts that they're lying. Do you call them out in the moment? That's my question for you.
Okay, so I think other people in this room could probably answer that question on my behalf. Because the answer is yes, I would call them out if I have
Oh, good.
receipts.
Well, I'm good. Yeah, if you got receipts and they're trying to lie, I think that's a journalist's job is to say, well, you're saying this, but here's my evidence that that is incorrect, and you're. I just think that's a journalist's job. It's not. It's
Well,
not comfortable. It's definitely not comfortable to do.
right.
But
And I'm going to tell you that I never take the approach, I don't want gotcha moments. Uh, my interview space is not about gotcha moments. If you want to come up and ask questions about shit that's going on with this person in their life, in their past, whatever, that's fine. But we're not here to crucify somebody or run them out of town, or, you know, ask the questions, have a conversation. I'm all about it. I'm not going to mention the name of somebody, but I was in a space one time, and I don't even remember who was hosting. It was probably within the last 3 to 4 months. And, you know, somebody asked this player, who's a professional player, who was just hanging out in the space, like, it was something about how many rebuys or something they they do. And they swore up and down they never done more than X amount. And I was like, wait, what? And I looked it up right away because I knew differently, and I just verified, and before I could come back with the information, that person was gone. So I DM'd him and I was like, why are you saying, like, here's proof that what you're saying is not true? And his response was, oh, I did forget about that time, blah, 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 blah. So what am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to start up a space and go, oh my God, blah, blah, blah? No, you just take it at this guy's word that, he forgot about that one time, you know? And that was the only time I knew about. So it's not like I knew about 20 times, you know, but still, you also have to weigh when is the appropriate time to go down that path. Like, I don't want a gotcha moment with this person. But at the same token, wait a minute. I'm not going to let you not tell the truth either.
It's a thin line, ain't it?
It is. And, some people have really, gotten upset with me or, resented that, I've put the pressure on somebody that I know is lying, in a space. And guess what? If you don't come into that space and lie, then I have to pressure you to tell the truth. I've caught heat about that before, but I don't give a shit. Because back in 2023, when we were being scammed by Rob Mercer, I made a promise after that I was going to do my job to make sure nobody scams us with their lies. So there you go.
Feel that. Feel that 100%. Oh, snap. I got a space to start. Much
Hey,
love to
good
everybody.
luck, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. I'll stop in there in a little bit.
All good, all good. Y'all take it easy. Happy Friday, happy weekend. Peace, y'all.
Thanks, you too, buddy.
By the way, I remember that you were asking a question that I put in the chat on behalf of SEM Burrows.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. And we got caught off, right?
Yeah, you started to ask the question, and Brian was like, I don't think we should ask that question.
Okay. I knew you were involved with that somehow.
I also remember who the guest is, but that's not important.
Yeah, I don't even remember who the guest was. I just remember thinking, and Brian and I had a long conversation about it. I was like, dude, we can't do that. We can't gatekeep the guest. They have to either answer the question or say no, thank you. I don't want to talk about it, and that's fine. Like I have no problem with somebody saying to me, "Yeah, change the subject, we move on." I have no problem with that. But we can't gatekeep the questions. No, I don't. I'm not about that. Mm-mm. And he agreed. Like he was like, I just, in the moment, and you guys know I love Brian. And he was like, just in the moment, I just, and you're right. We can't gatekeep. Um. So anyway, here we are. Love Brian.
Well, and a guest has the right of response. If once the question's out there, if they want to respond to it, like not letting them is kind of doing them a disservice. So
Yeah.
I'm
And we had a guest recently who thanked me for asking. And she even said, I've never really had a chance to tell my side of the story or tell the whole story. So I appreciate you asking. And it kind of caught me off guard, but I was like, hell yeah, perfect. Go ahead. Tell us your truth. Tell us your story. You know, you just never know what the answer is going to be. So you just got to ask the question. And, you know, it's like Paul Carr. You guys, the guy's arrested 24 times. How am I going to ask him about being arrested 24 times without making it damn awkward, right? But I figured out a way, and guess what? It ended up being a great conversation about, a whole litany of things. So that's what I want is, something we can all learn from. We learn from his mistakes. Is Avi on the run again? He must be watching that bracket closely. And y'all know I'm just joking. I don't want anybody to get all in a tizzy. I've just been joking with him all day about that.
Avi does get very invested when got sports bets going on. He's very invested in his daily fantasy, and I'm sure he's invested in the bracket.
Oh, hell yeah. And it's so fun because he just is so excited. Like he just genuinely is excited. And, hats off to him. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to end the space because my son in law is just about to my house and I need to see if we're going to end up in the ER or not here in a minute. So I appreciate all of you coming in, and I will do the drawing tomorrow and post the results tomorrow of who's going to be part of that 1%. Hopefully, we're going to win some money together. Appreciate all of you tuning in and chatting and listening, and have a great weekend, everybody. Good night.